What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the OddsShopper channel, coming to you with an NBA Finals edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. It's Game 5. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Feel like the tide has been turning in the comment section. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the MLB streets was a smash. Thursday, Friday, okay in the MLB streets. But you know what went horribly for everybody in the NBA on Friday? Basketball. Basketball was an absolute disaster. Game 4, I'm already talking to you like we're in the offseason. And no. Dallas puts the absolute thumping on Boston. Jason Tatum leads all scorers on the Boston side with 15. And then it's Sam Hauser with 14, Peyton Pritchard with 11. What are we even doing here? Just an absolute slashing. They waved the white flag early, and it ends up being a beatdown. 4 consecutive unders now also in this series. Pretty wild stuff. I'm going to break down my favorite plays, though, from this. Got a lean like lock. The like is actually going to be a single game parlay. We talked about it in a previous edition of this and hit this on a previous edition of this in the premium Discord as we fired it up with the Boston money line. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Real ones know. And then my favorite play, which, again, I really like the lock on this one. It is a full unit send. Surprised the number hasn't changed throughout the day on Sunday as I am recording this here for you. But producer Jacob, he's excited as a Celtics fan. He's back in our lives. Well, we're here. Kind of cursed that one for you. I apologize, but here we are. I don't feel that nervous for you unless you lose game 5. Then I'm going to feel very, very nervous for you. I'm done talking. Let's get to the picks. But first, OddsShopper, OS Premium Tools, Discord, Insider Access, $14.95 weekly, $49.95 monthly. And if you use promo code Lindy down at the link below, 20% off. Yes, 20% off your first week or first month. That makes it $12 for your first week, less than $2. You want to get my Game 5 plays? I have a number of them. I have quite a few of them. We're going to talk through my like, my lock, and then, yes, I have a couple of other smaller plays. Maxi Kleba, I'll throw that one out there for you as well. 2.5 points. I think we got to be on that one. I think Maxi Kleba gonna see some minutes here on Monday. Whether he knocks down a shot or not, I don't know. Maybe threes as well. I saw it was plus 130 for 0.5 threes. But anyway, check all of that out. To the picks we go. Boston still minus 3,500 still. Got 3,500 bucks laying around. Put on Boston here. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be doing that. But we got 6.5 here for this one. That's kind of been the going rate. Boston getting absolutely bamboozled on Monday. Sorry, not Monday. On Friday. It is Monday. Going back to Boston for game 5 here. They're going to try to win it at home. Pretty decent favorites to do so, but I want to point out a couple of things. 210 has moved to 209.5. It's kind of fluctuating back and forth here. I'm probably going to be staying away from the under yet again, although that's all we keep running into in this damn series. It's been pretty incredible, actually. The defensive effort from both teams, I would say. Obviously, we got a wonky game script that last time around, 122-84 against Boston there. But before that, 3 consecutive games, Dallas had not scored 100 points against Boston. So heading back into Boston where Kyrie Irving feels cursed and has to burn sage and do all of those crazy things to feel better about himself, well, I think there's going to be some targets that we have here. So just to set the stage, Kristaps Porzingis, officially questionable coming into this one. He was available on a, quote, emergency as-need basis, quote, situational basketball. I think that means, hey, do we need a 7'4" guy to guard the rim for one possession at the end of a game? Do we need a 7'4" guy to potentially catch an inbounds pass and hand it off at the top of the key? Do we need a 7'4" guy to do anything that isn't like lateral quickness? Well, that might be your situational basketball. If he's active, I mean, we just saw Al Horford play those last couple. I doubt we get props from these books to be able to short. I'd put them together in single game parlay fashion, and I would just hit under on just about anything. Because if he steps on the court and plays a second of basketball, that would be live. So keep that on your radar heading into this one. But I repeat, I very highly doubt the books are going to be throwing those numbers out to people because, you know, it's gigantic potential payout. It'd be very nice. But anywho, let's begin our boarding walk with a lean. And the lean for me has kind of stayed consistent throughout this series. I have pulled the trigger at times on it. I've also shied away. As of right now, still haven't pulled the trigger on it. I think it's going to stay here pretty much no matter what with the Kristaps Porzingis news. I doubt it falls to 5.5. I'd be very surprised. But it does have potential to potentially go up to 7 if Kristaps Porzingis is inactive. Now, coming off of game 4, where he's in as-need injury basis, I think we're going to see him active. I think he'll stay on the bench, but he's the only player on Boston who did not appear, who was active for that basketball game in game 4. Jaden Springer getting some minutes. Woo! What a time to be alive. So Boston, that's going to be the start of the card in terms of leans. It is not officially a play yet. It could be if it gets to 7. I don't think my perspective is going to change, but I want to try to see if there's any news we get where, hey, Porzingis is in the starting lineup. Hey, Porzingis is potentially going to play double-digit minutes. If we get a report like that and you're able to pounce on a 7 once he's already declared active or something, awesome. But if it stays here at 6, 6.5, I'm just going to end up staying away. Doesn't sound like the half point is a huge deal. It's a gigantic deal to me, where you can get 2-3% in terms of those range of outcomes covered by that half point. It is that big of a deal. It's the difference between profitability long-term and not profitability long-term. Although this one game can make you look very silly from time to time. It is what it is. You know what also makes people look silly? When they don't put up points. Or, I don't know, when they're known as the best player on a team coming into the playoffs, and all of a sudden Jaylen Brown is minus 200 to win MVP for the series. Jason Tatum, friends. Jason Tatum is the guy who in that game 3 made us lots of money because things were just dropping. 26.5 on the road there. We could get 30 plus adjusted along with 4 threes and put it together with the Boston money line and get better than 7-1. Are you joking? No. That's exactly what it was. It's exactly what it was. It was plus 555. Then you could boost it if everybody got that NBA boost. And you applied it, you got better than 7-1 on FanDuel. I think FanDuel is probably the spot to be pulling the trigger on this, although the number just moved within the last 10 minutes to 27.5. It has been fluctuating between 26 and 27.5. So you got to pay attention. DraftKings, FanDuel, those are your 2 most public books. So those are generally what I refer to. I know some people only have DraftKings available in their states as well. But no matter what, I want Jason Tatum over 26.5 points packaged with over 2.5 threes. This is definitely a spot where, if it's 27.5 with 3 threes, I'm probably okay with it so long as that 27.5 is minus 105 or better. But at 26.5 points, friends, Jason Tatum, he is still out there leading this team in usage. He still has the highest points prop on the board. And I feel like it's a little bit undervalued considering this game gets down to the wire. He's going to play 44, 45 minutes like we saw in game 2. That is the way this series has generally been going. He played 42 in a game they won by 18 in game 1. So Jason Tatum minutes are as secure as it gets. As secure as it gets. Hard for me to get away from having this single game parlay a piece of your portfolio. Lots of P words in the middle of that. Anywho, friends, before we get to the lock, check out BetMGM down at the link below as well. They have a great deal going on where you deposit $25 or more, you bet $25 or more, up to $1,500 on your first bet. And if it wins, you keep the money. And if it loses, you get it back in bonus bets. Yes, bonus bets over at BetMGM. Great opportunity to take a big swing on anything that we talk about here on this program, on MLB Lindy's, or anything on the Odd Shopper channel. You generally want to take a big plus money shot. But that first bet, getting that back in bonus bets is such a big deal long term. You want to take advantage of every single one of these at Pick'em size, and you want to take advantage of these at every single sports book. When they give you offers, you take advantage, friends. Down at the link below, sign up. Good stuff. Only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. To the lock we go. Hey, congratulations to Kyrie Irving. He played a basketball game for once in game 4. Actually, he played really well in game 3. Let's give him his due. 35 points, 4 for 6 from 3. Really, really good stuff. But there is something about Boston, something about the building, something about the air that he burns the incense into courtside. You know what I'm talking about. YouTube it. But I am telling you right now, friends, 12 and 16 points in game 1 and 2, respectively, for Kyrie Irving in Boston. It is still an elimination spot. I do expect if this is close, we're going to see minutes closer to those 45 we had for Kyrie in game 3. Things got pretty wonky towards the end. They went for reckless abandon. They brought everybody off the bench there early. And yeah, Kyrie only plays 31, not even paying attention to that from game 4. What I'm paying attention to is the man. If you eliminate game 3, one single game from this series, he would be shooting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, carry the 1 for 14 from 3. He was 4 for 6 in that game 3, but 1 for 14 from 3 in 3 individual games is not ideal. He has yet to make a three in this series, 0 for 8 in Boston so far. And whether it's the home crowd, whether it's the thing that they yell at him, whether it's his overall feeling about the city, I don't know. All I know is that his current prop, knowing that Boston is going to throw everything that they possibly can at Kyrie and Luka here, is sitting at 23.5 points, minus 102 on DraftKings. This has more to do with it. I mean, if this were minus 120, it's probably a fringe play. It is currently sitting at minus 102, nearly even money to get under 23.5 on Kyrie Irving in this spot. Sure, he could play 44, 45 minutes again, like that game 3, but even still, you got Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown running around there on the perimeter. It is a tough situation for Kyrie Irving to it's just going to be a really dogfight of a spot for him and Luka. Thought about putting Luka into the middle of this. He might end up as a like play when all is said and done at 32.5 where he currently is. But even with the minute surplus, even in this spot, I love getting close to even money on this could have a number. 23.5. If it were at 22.5 in the under, is giving you what? Major plus money. That would be all right with me. But Kyrie under 20, I feel pretty good about no matter what. And 23.5. Woo, darling. Let's fire it up. My favorite play from game 5. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays from game 5. Again, game 4, that was a wonky one for sure. We'll see if Boston ends up making the card. We'll see what other props I want to add to the fold. Luka Doncic been staring at that one forever. Thank you, producer Jacob. Good luck to your Celtics as is. And yeah, I'll just repeat this. Hopefully I see you guys sooner rather than later, but I hope if I end up on Boston, I don't see you until the beginning of the 2024-25 NBA season, or you guys checking out MLB Lindy's, which will obviously be running all the way up until the end of this season. We'll have NFL Lindy's fired up. It's going to be good times over here in the Odd Shopper streets. Would love to have you along for the ride over at Odd Shopper. Sign up for that down at the link below. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck for Game 5 of the NBA Finals.